everyone. Welcome to probably your first English class here in a college setting. I am Professor Liz, and so here this video is just to introduce you to me, your instructor. You'll have much more of these videos throughout the semester, but this is the first one. So this is me. It's how I look. Oh, have a picture, a face to the name. It would be great if you have a picture of yourself on Canvas, but not required for this class. Um, yeah, but before we begin, who am I? So, a couple things that maybe you want to know about me. I share this kind of stuff with all of my students in person, online. I'm going to be your English instructor for the semester. I do love math more. Math was my favorite subject growing up for a very long time. But um, yeah, it's very interesting. I don't like to read. Actually, I probably should preface that too. I actually don't like to read for the most part. Most of the time, I feel like reading is quite, well, it feels like it's quite a waste of time. Sometimes I get these great reads and it makes it all the worthwhile. But for the most part, I do not like to read. So you might be wondering, why in the world is she my English teacher then? It's because I love to write. I love great sentences. I love studying what makes great sentences, what makes language, the art and the creativity, the rhythm, um, the beauty that comes with language. So that is primarily what I was obsessed with and why I decided to pursue English as a career. Um, yeah, so that is primarily why I am also your English instructor. I love to write, and this class is about how to write very specifically in a very specific genre, and we're going to get into that as well. Other than teaching and writing and grading papers and all that stuff, what do I do in what little time I have left? I love to travel. Traveling is my passion. I love doing road trips, especially flying, not so much, although I do like visiting other countries. I mostly like to drive. I love being on the road. I love feeling the road. I love seeing the landscape just pass me by, the nature and all of that stuff. I love driving through national parks. But I don't like bugs. So you'll never catch me actually hiking. Hiking is not my thing. I hate bugs. Anything with more than four legs? Nope. No, 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 no. I am, you can count me out. So usually when I travel, what do? I stay in the car. I enjoy everything through my windows. I make sure my windows are clean when I leave, give my car a nice little car wash right beforehand. And I just enjoy everything through the window. I don't get out of the car unless I need to get gas. Um, yeah, and so sequoias, beautiful trees outside the window, beautiful landscape outside the window. You know, go to Yosemite, beautiful waterfall outside the window, and then I'm done. And then we move on. I will not hike. I do not want to go where the wild things are. Moving on. One of the first things you're going to do this week is review the syllabus. Please review the syllabus. There is going to be a syllabus quiz attached to it, but it's all the important information that you will need for this class. Oh, yes, I went ahead of that. Okay, it has many student resources, and I just want you to know that they are available to you. You are a Riverside City College student, and so you will have access to all of the resources. Some of them are only on campus, but just go ahead, visit campus, take a look at what's there. A lot of them are available online. I do follow the schedule, so you don't have to wonder what the homework is. I pretty much also just, if there's any update, they're going to be an announcement, but I follow the syllabus pretty much to the T. Especially with grading and AI. And so you'll see the grade breakdown in the syllabus. That is pretty much how I decide how many points there's going to be for each assignment. So you never have to wonder, oh, will she change her mind? I won't. I won't. The syllabus is here to stay for the entirety of the semester. I follow it. It's pretty much a contract of sorts between you and me. I must follow it. Those are my expectation. Those are the expectations you can have of me in this class, and it's also the expectations that I am telling you I will have of you while we're in this class. And so, if you're taking another college course aside from this one, you'll notice that they also have a syllabus, and even in your high school classes, you're very likely to have a syllabus. The syllabus is pretty much there for your teacher to follow. So you can look at a syllabus. If your teacher ever does not follow something that is outlined in the syllabus, you can correct them and be like, hey, you can't do this because you said so in the syllabus, you weren't going to. So that's really why it actually is very important for you as a student to review all of the syllabi that you come across. Especially because every professor, teacher, they have different grading policies, right? Some midterms are 30%, some midterms are 50%, some offer essay rewrites, some accept late work, some don't accept late work. And so the syllabus is really there to help you situate yourself and make sure that you understand everything that is expected of you for each class with each professor. So it's just a good idea to review your syllabi in general. But absolutely for this class, we're going to have a syllabus quiz just to make sure that you're aware of how this class is going to work. If you have any questions after that, please email them to me. My email is on the syllabus. Okay. So, a thought on writing. I just want to point out that writing is strange. It's very strange if you think about it. You start with some kind of abstract thought that you have in your head, right? Oh, I'm thinking something, right? And then those thoughts are translated into words in your brain. Now, if you're bilingual or multilingual, you know that sometimes it's not even one language. It's just a whole mess of just random, it's just all pieced together here inside in these 6 inches between, behind your eyes. And so all of that's happening in here. And then you somehow have to reorient it into a tangible sentence, right, with a subject and an action, and it has to be legible, right, printed for reading. And then another brain sees it with their eyes, and then they read the words, and then they have their own abstract thoughts and opinions, and then somehow that's how these two brains communicate with each other. Supposedly these two brains are able to then think of the same thing because of what's written on the page. That's a little crazy, right? And it's kind of strange if you think about it. It's a little, right? And so um so if you think about it, it makes sense why writing can sometimes be hard and why there is so much miscommunication and why writing at times needs to be very specific, especially for law. But that's another topic entirely. So writing is strange and writing is hard. And so have a growth mindset about it. It's something that we are always learning, always improving on. Even the best writers, right, the most published of them, they go back to their first published books, they look at it and they are embarrassed of like, oh my goodness, that is what I published 10 years ago. And then they just try to move on with their lives. And so that's just how the writing journey is for everyone, regardless of what kind of writing that you do. Every mistake is an opportunity to learn, and the learning really doesn't ever end. So don't think that it's strange, or please don't get confused if you find academic writing hard. Academic writing, scholarly writing, using scholarly words and scholarly language, right? There are rules to it, and it's my job to teach you what these rules are. And these rules change from time to time, but for the most part, if you want to write academic writing, there are certain things that just need to be followed. But this is not simply just an English class, like to learn English. I just want to make sure that we have an understanding here, proper expectations, right? If you were supposed to just know English, right, I think you're much better off just watching TV shows for 4 hours a week instead of being in this class and trying to write, right? If learning English was your goal, this is not the class. This class is for learning how to write academic papers at a college level. Hence why CU 1000 is titled Academic Reading and Writing. Not just any kind of reading and writing. We're not reading literature, we're not reading fantasy books. It's reading academic writing, writing about academic writing. So don't think that you're behind or you're dumb. If you need someone to help you write at college level, it could be me, it could be a tutor, it could be a parent, a friend, a mentor. If you need someone, don't think that it's strange, especially if English is your native language. I highly recommend that you don't underestimate the difficulty of this class, because that tends to be what happens with us who have just been speaking English for our whole lives. Or like, we know the language, we've been using it since we were 4, right? Like it's not really intuitive that like you suddenly have to relearn the language in a specific way. But also, please don't underestimate how much you can improve in just 4 months with me. We're going to improve. Every semester, I have a survey for students, and every semester in a class, in a full class, is usually only about 1 or 2 students who maybe will just say like, I didn't improve. Everyone else pretty much says that yes, they definitely feel like they improved as a writer. Writing doesn't take as long, it's not as difficult, they're able to get thoughts much easier. They're able to edit much quicker, find their mistakes much quicker, write polished works quicker and better than before. And so that's what my goal is. Okay, and so college learning in general, there are hundreds of different pedagogical theories, and pedagogy is just how to teach, right? The theories of teaching specifically. And everyone learns differently. And so this is just to let you know that, hey, I do my best, but um, my way of teaching may not actually fit a specific learning style that you have, or maybe you find this class great, but then your friend who's in my class might just be struggling. That happens, and I will do my best, of course, to help you. And so if you ever feel this way, please do email me, reach out to me, tell me if there's something that I explained that you don't understand. Okay. But please do consider your personal goals for a college class. If it is like the A grade or the knowledge or the credit, I will say that I tend to be reviewed as a tough grader. Okay, so I am about growing and reaching college level writing. And so for you to pass this class, you do need to write at a college level. It's not simply turning in the essay and then getting credit for the essay. You actually need to write a qualified paper that is at college level writing and college level analysis. So that's how I'm going to do it. Okay. Next video that you see will very likely be me going over discussions. All right. See you soon.